There are two additional attributes that you can add to the table tag. These will get you more spacing between the cells, and they are cell spacing and cell padding. Both attributes are no longer supported in HTML5 because the same functionality can be accomplished with CSS. Use the cell spacing command, which I have here, to add more space around each cell. You'll place a number inside of the quotation marks. Use the cell padding command to add more space inside of each cell. You'll also place a number in between the quotation marks. This page here will render in the browser like this. You can think of the cell padding as padding inside the cell itself, like the padding in a jail cell. Cell spacing is the space between the jail cells. So in other words, the walls will be thicker. Let's go ahead and show you one of these at a time. Let's remove the cell spacing and leave the cell padding attribute. Save this and refresh my browser, and there is the value adding, notice, some padding between my content and the walls of that table cell. Perhaps it'll be more instructive if I exaggerate the amount of cell padding. Let's do 22 pixels. This actually represents 11 pixels to the left, 11 to the right, 11 up, and 11 down. So you can see that there's quite a bit more padding between the content and the cell walls. Let's remove this now and put in the cell spacing value. Only one quotation mark is needed there. Cell spacing equals 15, and save this. Refresh my browser. You can see that this is a lot different. This is adding spaces between each table cell. Notice how crowded the content is inside of that cell. So in general, I tend to add spacing to separate out my cells, and I generally add at least 10 or so pixels of padding so my content does not get so crowded, especially if I'm using table borders. This is much too crowded for my taste here. Add some padding in there to open that up. In conclusion, notice that all of these attributes are inside of the opening table tag right there, after the table label there, before the closing table tag. Let's now move on to the next movie and learn how to align tables and table content.